Hello, 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 and welcome to the Hope for Prisoners Tuesday Night Huddle Up. I am John Pond, founder and CEO, and I am so grateful that you have joined us here tonight. Before we get started, we want to make sure that we say hello to everybody that's in this room. You could have been any place else on the planet, but you chose to be here with us here tonight. So want to say hello to everybody gathered here in the Hope for Prisoners Billy Walters Center for Second Chances in the Steve and Judy Siegel Auditorium. Give yourselves a big round of applause. Is that the best you guys can do? We also want to give a big shout out to our friends inside Nevada Department of Corrections, inside Casa Grande Transitional Facility, Gene Conservation Camp, and all my men's out in Southern Desert Unit 12A. Please give them a big, gigantic round of applause. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Want to say hello to all our family and friends that are watching all over the globe on the Hope for Prisoners Facebook Live page, the LinkedIn page, and our YouTube channel. Please give them a hand, too, please. Round of applause, round of applause. Hey, guys, so we are in for a special treat tonight. I want everybody to say we're going to get double. No, say like you mean, say we're going to get double. That means we have two amazing leaders that are going to be sharing here with us tonight. But before we do that, in the Hope for Prisoners fashion, we want to open it up. We want to hear any testimonies that you might have, something that has it just worked phenomenally in your life. You may have gotten a job, or perhaps you got reconnected with someone in your family, or someone may be having some clean time under your belt. This is going to be an opportunity for you to be able to share the little popcorn testimony. Do not try to talk too long or grab the microphone out of my hand, or I will shut the mic off, turn the cameras off, and it'll be over. So we're going to open it up to everybody here in this room or also inside the correctional institution. If you got a popcorn testimony you'd like to share, you just slip your hand up and make your way up to the camera. Just state your name, and then what is that little popcorn testimony that we're going to be able to celebrate with you. So anybody, come on up, step up. Give my hand for coming up. Give my hand. What I want you to do is look right over there in the camera and tell us your name and what is that popcorn testimony you'd like to share.
I'm CJ. I'm one of the hopeful graduates from the April of last year's class, and I have 19 days clean and sober.
Oh, give him a hand, man. That is awesome. Good job.
And tomorrow I'm going to have an interview at Desert Inn and Pecos for Chevron gas station 2.
Man, give him a hand for that, man. Congratulations. Good luck on that job interview, and congratulations on those 19 days of sobriety. We know we do it just one day at a time. Please step up. Make your way up. Give it up for her. Give it up. Give it up. Come a little closer. I don't bite. Look out there at the women out at Gene Conservation Camp. Tell everybody else your name and what is that testimony you'd like to share.
My name's Nicole, and April 22nd, I had a year clean.
Oh, give it up for her. Give me a high five. Give me a high five. That is awesome and amazing. Well, come on. Make your way up. Make your way up. Give her a hand as she's walking up. How you doing? Good, good, good. Tell us your name. Look at the camera over there. And what is that testimony you'd like to share?
My name is Tammy Essers, and my testimony is I'm only a day sober, but yesterday I almost didn't go into Crossroads because I wanted to talk to John Ponder first, but something in me told me to just go because I'm just tired of being tired and I need to build my foundation right.
That's right.
And then right when I was getting ready to sit down, I look up and he's walking right up to me, and I'm like, you know, it was just like meant to be, like I was in the right place, and I know I made the right choice, and yeah, I'm just happy to be here.
Oh, that is awesome. Come here. So very proud of you. So proud of you. Keep up the good work. I think we had one more. Come on, step up. You can make your way up here. I see we're putting everybody inside the institution. Hey, Charlie. Step up. Tell us your name. What is that testimony you'd like to share?
Oh, yeah, my name's Aaron Roscoe. I graduated April 18th, and this program has really worked so far. The case manager's been very supportive. John Ponder, he's helped me out with everything.
I'm a rock star.
Yeah, amen. I'll try.
Kid.
Yeah, I'll tell the world about him. I mean, so Yeah, he's been great. Like he's helped me with everything so far, with housing, transportation, everything so far.
All right,
Thank
good deal. Give me a high five, man. Give me a high five. Come on, step up. You look over to the camera. Say hello to the ladies out there in Gene
Hi,
Camp.
girls. Hello.
Tell us your name and what is that you like to share.
My name's Alexandra, and I just wanted to let you know that I graduated the workshop. I saw my mom I haven't seen in 3 years, and I'm at the Sober Living House, well on my way to success.
Oh, give a high five for that. A high five. Man, how encouraging is that for the ladies out there in Gene Camp that she was right there in there with you, and now she's out here getting plugged in. Step up, tell us your name, and what is that testimony you'd like to share?
Hey, my name is Roderick, and I want to share a testimony. I completed HVAC school. I got a job. Started off at $22 an hour.
Wait, you guys missed it. He said he completed the HVAC training, and you got a job, and they started you at how much?
$22 an hour.
Whoa, give it up for him. Give me a high five. What else you want to share? Was something else?
Yeah. I wanted to share that when John say meet him in the middle, he really mean meet him in the middle,
Oh,
man.
this is what I'm talking
And I want to thank Dr. Willis because she helped me out a lot. Even though she's been busy, they go help you.
That's right. Man, give me a high five, man. That is so awesome. So very, very awesome. We got time for one more because we got a whole bunch of ground that we need to cover. Chat is in. Nobody inside the institutions. All right. Next time I bring some pizza up in there. No, step up. Yo, you don't go down, but man, we
My
will
name
fight.
is Jermaine Francis, and I'm 5 months clean now.
Whoa! Hey, Jermaine, come here real quick. What did we do Saturday morning?
We went to a workshop, a builder's workshop at a church. It was very good.
It was a men's conference.
Yeah, it was a men conference. It was very good.
What was the one thing that you pulled up out of the men? I'm gonna put you on the spot. What was the one thing that you pulled up out of that men's conference that make you say it was very good?
To all the men, man, take the mask off, man. Take the mask off.
Oh man, give it up, give it up, give it up. That is absolutely amazing. We're gonna go over to Nevada Department of Corrections. I spoke too much. And Samantha, ma'am, step up, tell us your name and what is that testimony you like to share?
Hi, my name is Samantha, and mine's not a happy testimony like the others ones. I'm proud of every one of you guys. But my dad was killed last week, and the last words I said to that man was, "I hate you," and he died with those words. So just whoever y'all looking at, whatever hate you have in your heart, call those people today. Call your dad, call your mom, your kids, whoever it is, and tell them that you love them and it's gonna be okay and you forgive them. Because I never got that chance. And just pray for the Adfield family. I love you guys, and God gonna make a way. He always does.
Can we give her a gigantic round of applause? Samantha, we're very, very sorry to hear that. We will certainly keep you in our prayers. Hey, listen, before we get underway, you guys know that it was the month of second chances, right? And Hope for Prisoners was celebrating our 15 years of hope this year. Yeah, you can give it up. It's 15 years. 15 years at doing this. And we have a special guest that is joining us here tonight. I know that we saw her out at a gala on Saturday night. If you guys would please join me in welcoming up City Councilwoman Nancy Brune. Please make your way up front. Thank you so very, very much. I'm going to hold the microphone for you, but tell everybody your name and tell us why you're here.
Okay. Hi, everyone. My name is Councilwoman Nancy Bruni. I represent the northwest part of the city. I come here as an elected official, but I also want to share one of the reasons I'm so happy to be here is I have family members who were incarcerated and have touch points with the criminal justice system. I have a whole family. I've got 3 teenagers, and they are all strong advocates and allies for criminal justice reform. And so I want you to know you have a supporter at City Hall. The city is actually one of the few government entities that when you're looking for housing, they do not require a background check. So I'm going to give you my cell phone number. If you need any assistance, please call me 702.
Yeah, they said, wait.
702-762-3261. And because it is Second Chances Month, Councilwoman Frances Allen Polinsky, who represents Ward 4, she and I do a lot of work together. This is also a very near and dear cause to her heart. And so we wanted to present a proclamation and just read it. And again, this is good luck to all of you. Please know that you have allies and friends at City Hall, and please do look us up because I am serious about that. So the proclamation is 702-762-3261. Okay, and just text, okay?
Yes.
Okay, so the proclamation reads, whereas John Ponder founded Hope for Prisoners 15 years ago to empower formerly incarcerated individuals and their families to build sustainable, successful futures through structured support and comprehensive programs, and whereas Hope for Prisoners has achieved a remarkable success rate of over 90%, which is a clear testament to the effectiveness of their reentry model. And whereas Hope for Prisoners continues to strengthen community safety and unity by supporting successful reintegration, reducing recidivism, and fostering mutual respect between returning citizens and law enforcement. And whereas Hope for Prisoners creates life-changing partnerships, including with the city, by welcoming second chance employers, donors, and community stakeholders who believe in the power of redemption and opportunity. Additionally, the organization trains and mobilizes dedicated volunteers who provide mentorship, support, and guidance, which helps to restore hope, dignity, and purpose to individuals on the reentry journey. And whereas Hope for Prisoners provides a high-impact alternative to incarceration, providing that investment in reentry programs, produce long-term benefits for families, neighborhoods, and the overall community. And now, therefore, we, the mayor and the members of the Las Vegas City Council, hereby proudly proclaim April 26, 2025 as Hope for Prisoners Day.
Thank you so very, very much. Absolutely, you can. You can even hold the mic if you want.
I just want to add one more thing. At our courtyard, our homeless courtyard, the Courtyard Resource Center, we actually have a program called Second Chances, which helps people connect to jobs. So please do look us up, and that's located on Formaster. If you call the cell phone, I can give you directions.
Oh, man, give her another hand for this, please. And we're going to take a picture. That is awesome. Can we? Yes, very much so. Thank you so much. Come here. Thank you so much. Yes, look at me. Can we give her a hand, please? Please give her a hand. Man. Was that not awesome? And Madam Councilwoman, it just speaks, ma'am, don't leave it. It just speaks volume to the character of who you are as an elected official. Right? It is after 6 o'clock in the evening, and you are in a room full of formerly incarcerated people that are fighting for a second chance, and you stepping up in this room just speaks to the incredible leader you are, and we are so very blessed and grateful to have you in our community. Can we give her another round of applause? That is so awesome and amazing. Hey, so we are in for an absolute treat today. We're running a little bit behind, but it is all good. And I want everybody to say double. We are in for an absolute amazing treat. And before I read their bios and turn them both loose in here to you, we're going to go ahead and we're going to open up in prayer. So if you all bow our heads. Father, we just come before you this evening in the name of Jesus. God, we just thank you for this day. We thank you for being the magnificent, wonderful God that you are. We thank you for everything you do, God, the things you've done, and everything, God, your word promises that you will do. We invite you into the midst of this huddle up, God. We ask you to huddle up with us. Father, we are grateful for the speakers that we have. We ask you to anoint every word that they share. Bring to their remembrance every testimony and every obstacle that they have overcome, God. And let it be conveyed, God, so that the people who are hearing what it is that they are looking to share, God, that we will fully understand that there's nothing that's not on the inside of us, that is on the inside of them is not on the inside of us. We love you, we worship you, and pray this prayer in the matchless name of your son, Jesus Christ. And in Jesus' name, we say amen. All right, I want everybody to say champions of change. No, you got to say it like you mean it. Say champions of change. Are they saying it in the institution? Champion of change. We have two of those amazing champions of change joining us here tonight. But before I introduce them and read their bio, let me tell you a champion of change, what it really means to be a champion of change. The champion of change are individuals that are driving the successful reintegration, transformational shift through ViaPath technology. Everybody say ViaPath. It's a subsidiary company, 2C. The Workforce Solutions are dedicated to leading within the local and business communities. These champions are education, innovation, and creating opportunities that will ultimately make impactful change for individuals that have been formerly incarcerated or justice involved. These initiatives not only support the individuals impacted, but also have a positive impact in supporting their families, the communities, and the local resources groups and businesses. We're going to first start off reading through the bio of Miss Jessie Mabray. Jessie is dedicated to supporting women and children through trauma. Jessie has more than 15 years of experience supporting justice-impacted women. Her passion to help others, help other women, was sparked by the desire to help herself overcome in spite of. Her motto is, where you've been is not who you are. Jessie is a certified peer support specialist, certified forensic peer mentor, mental health, a certified Stephen Minster. She is determined to make a difference for the women re-entering society by advocating and attaining an affordable housing, contributing to the creation of programming for justice impacted men and women, and implementing / facilitating the programs. She is a member of the National Alliance of Mental Health, a DTR facilitator for Georgia Mental Health Consumer Network, program manager for National Incarceration Association, and a volunteer for Family Unification Network. Antonio Sadler joined ViaPath Technologies in 2021 after serving 10 years in the South Carolina Penitentiary. While incarcerated, he used a ViaPath-inspired tablet to access educational and job training tools and stayed connected with his family. He credits those services and resources with providing access to critical information that kept him focused on his future. After releasing, he applied for a job within ViaPath Technologies' education team. Antonio now uses his talents and backgrounds to inform the direction of ViaPath products and services from the perspective of someone who was formerly incarcerated. He draws from his prison experiences to create and evaluate programs and products and services that facilitate personal and professional growth among the incarcerated. In addition to being an associate product manager, Antonio is also the treasurer of the ViaPath Foundation Board. If you guys would please put your hands together and welcome, in the Hope for Prisoners fashion, Antonio Sadler and Jessie Mabray. Welcome to the Huddle Up. Let's try one more time.
I want to start by saying, hello, I'm humbled to be amongst you today. Gentlemen and ladies, I'm truly humbled.
I want to say hello too. Thank y'all for coming tonight. Thank you for allowing us to speak to you. And we're going to keep y'all in our thoughts and prayers, always moving forward. Thank y'all.
So just to tell you a little bit about myself, I left my daughter at the age of 11. She picked me up at the age of 38. So I did 27 years of incarceration in the state of Ohio. So when I tell you I'm humbled to be amongst you today, I truly am. My time started with a lifer coming into admissions and saying to me, you've got two options. You can do the time or the time can do you. So as I sat in admissions for 45 days, the only lifer in admissions at that time, I had to make a decision. And I decided I was going to do the time. I moved forward. I had that 11-year-old out there. I had to show her that no matter what I was doing right now, you still got to walk it out. She was my motivation to keep moving forward. I was 34 years old when I went to prison. I had to walk it out. My first 2 years, I'll tell you, I was like in a fog. But after that, I got it together quick. I made sure that I was in parenting programs so I could talk to my child correctly, let her know that she could say anything she needed to say to me. I have my challenges. You know, we have our challenges walking day to day, especially doing 27 years of it day to day. But I knew I had to keep walking it out and show my child that no matter what, she could hold her head up. No matter what, I just lived in a different neighborhood than she did, because we all know that it's a community, it's a city of its own once you're incarcerated. So the city that I lived in, I made the most of it. And I decided to become, I was the president of the life group for 5 years. I made it my goal to make a difference in other women's lives. Like I would tell them, I'm doing life. Now you go out there and live life. So I would try to plant a seed in any way that I could, because that was somebody else's child I was living with. So I was going to try to make a difference in their lives. Even if I didn't make a difference in their lives, when they came back, they knew they could see me. They called me Miss Jessie or Mama Jessie, because they knew I would not judge. I would just love the fact that they were alive and kicking. What can I do next? What do you need from me? How can I support you? That was my goal. When I look at you today, and I also was at a co-ed facility, one of 21 women at the Franklin Medical Center. And I lived with men as well. And we ran that hospital. You know, when we get in there and do our jobs, we do our jobs, right? We ran that hospital, male and female. So when I would walk around, as he said, I'm a Stephen minister, one of the first women incarcerated to become a certified Stephen minister. And I was at the hospital with men who were Stephen ministers as well. So part of our job was to be bedside with people as they crossed over, our brothers and sisters as they crossed over. We would sit there on vigil 24/7 until they crossed over. We would meet their families and assure them that we would not leave their side. We would be right there with them, and we were. I would be with women who had to have their child taken from them after 36 hours after giving labor and come back to prison and start their time. And I would help them to adjust so that they could get ready to go off to the prison that they were assigned to. I would be with women who were HIV positive and no one else on the compound knew that they were, and they would spend time with me discreetly where they could vent and talk about what was going on with them. So women that were in traumatic situations, that was my job, to work with those people every single day, not to work with them, but to support them through their trauma in spite of my own. I had to give back in some way so that God would continue to bless my child in the free world. But through all these things that I did while I was in prison, I had one thing that worked for me. And that was my ability to talk to my child every single day. Now, we all know that in order to do that on the telephone, that's expensive, right? I didn't care. Because the one thing I did right in this world was give birth to that child. So she was everything to me. And I talked to her every single day. When she became an adult, I talked to my grandchildren every single day on their separate cell phones. I did what I had to do for mine. We all make our choices. I love the fact that this program is Hope for Prisoners, because I had to have hope. And we have the responsibility to instill hope in the next man or woman that we walk with. That's our purpose. If you came into this room, making the decision that you wanted to be in this room, you have the ability to instill hope in the next individual. No matter what anybody says about who you are character-wise, what you have character-wise within you, if you're sitting in this room, is the ability to instill hope. And I applaud you for that. As I moved through my time, as I said, those phone calls every day, it didn't matter how expensive they were. I would not have been able to make those phone calls had it not been for Viapath. As much as I was grumping and complaining every day about the price of those phone calls, had it not been for them, I could not make that phone call every day to my child. So I don't care what anybody says about Viapath. It gave me the ability to walk in with an 11-year-old child and have a 38-year-old pick me up. That's how strong our bond was. Find within you what it is that gives you the strength to move forward every single day. Find within you whatever it takes to give you the ability to instill strength and hope in another human being. And you will be blessed with that hope to remain within inside of you. There is nothing you cannot do while you sit behind those walls. There is nothing you cannot do. There is nothing you cannot do when you get out. I'm applauding the people that spoke up about the jobs that they have right now or the jobs that they're about to get. And you're going to get even more. Just keep your head up. Keep your hope moving because you're going to move forward. Within 4 months of my coming out of prison, I became program development manager for a nonprofit organization here in Atlanta, Georgia. And I'm still with that organization today. I've been home almost 5 years. There is nothing that you cannot do. You have a skill set from the jobs that you've attained while you've been inside. That's how your resume should be built. Don't be ashamed to put down every single job that you've had. And then look at those jobs and say to yourself, what do these jobs align with, along with the skill set that I already possessed? What are my gifts within me? And what are the jobs that I've had? Each job serves a purpose and sets your purpose. You have to go out and invent the position for yourself sometimes. Don't be afraid to do it, but go out prepared to do it. Don't go out prepared to say, oh, they're not going to give me this. They're not going to give me that. In fact, and forgive me, I don't want to tell you what not to do. I'm going to tell you if hope is instilled within you because you're sitting in a chair in this room, you're going to go out knowing that you have gifts and you have a purpose. And there's no one else that can tell you what that purpose is. You know exactly what it is. Go out there and live within your purpose. Don't let anybody tell you no. I joke and tell people when somebody tells me no, that just means I have to find the way in the door a different route. I don't hear no. I hear, okay, you have to enter the door a different way. One thing you've learned by being incarcerated is that you can pivot. Pivot is hope. If I can't do it this way, I can do it the next way. Champions of Change is a group of men and women who have an advocacy. They have their own thing that they're fighting for passionately. Mine is children of incarcerated parents. I'm a filmmaker. I'm proud to say I'm an award-winning filmmaker. I've gotten independent shorts, Charlotte Black Film Festival, and Worldwide Women's Film Festival for my film. I'm also an author of a children's book, and it focuses on children of incarcerated parents. So that is my passion. That is my advocacy work. And I had started doing that work from the day I got home. I will continue to do it until I take my last breath. There's no child out there that deserves our poor choices harming them. And as a mother, I can say that my poor choices harm my child, even though she's successful today. She still has abandonment issues, anxiety issues. And as a mother, I can say that's my fault. And by saying that to her, I'm able to hear her when she needs to tell me something. I'm here to tell you, if you are parents and you're sitting in this room, it's okay. You can work this out. You can work this out and start by listening to your child. I don't care if your child is 40, my baby's 43. I don't care how old your baby is. You need to sit down and just let them yell at you. Let them tell you they can't stand you. Over and over again. If you get on the phone and you can only talk to them for 2 minutes and it's ripping your heart out to hear how angry they are at you, just take it because they need to be able to say it. They need to be validated. They love you regardless. They love us no matter where we are. We have to have enough love for them to take it from them. If you can't do it today, I'm going to pray you into doing it tomorrow. I'm going to stand in the gap for you. And I'm not just talking to the ladies, I'm talking to the gentlemen too. Because we all matter in this room, right? We all mean something. if I can instill any hope in you as a champion of change, it's to say that no matter where you've been, you can still become who you want to be. And I'm not telling you this from a book. I'm telling you this from facts. I wish you nothing but the very best in life. Hope for prisoners. I'm going to say hope for my brothers and sisters instead. Is that a fair request? Bless you all.
Mona, thank you for that too, Jesse. Thank you for those encouraging words. I just want to ask a quick question to both groups. How many of y'all have kids out there right now? All right. And how many of y'all were your parents in jail too, just by raising hands? Family background. Okay. I'm asking all that to say when I went in 2012, I had two daughters. My wife, my fiance at the time, had just had two babies, 19 months and 9 months. The day I started a 15-year suspended to 10 prison sentence in South Carolina. My family believed in me in the circumstances. I pled no contest to some armed robberies, and it was just trying to avoid a trial. Y'all know about all of that. And if you don't get a good lawyer, we couldn't afford a great lawyer. The options were looking bad, and my family promised me they would stay beside me. But I had problems. I was in the streets. I was of the streets. Y'all know what I'm saying? And I would try to be there for my family in the streety way that we do, try to bring gifts and give money. But I was not committed. I was in and out of jail. I was a constant stress on my family. And y'all know what I'm talking about, right? I started the sentence, and I really prayed to God to ask me. I prayed and asked God and told God one day that if he didn't change me, that these behaviors was probably going to kill me. I was on my parents' front porch in tears, and I was just tired of living like that. I had a moment of realizing and clearly seeing myself, and I asked God to change me, and he did. Over that 10-year period, I think people, you know how you always have it in your mind to know what to expect, or you're trying to figure out what to expect when you're going into a new situation, you're going to a new yard, you're about to go home, and those feelings anticipating. I can tell you 90% of the time those feelings were wrong. I was expecting some of the wrong things. Sometimes they were right, sometimes it was wrong. But when I was talking about coming home from that 10-year sentence, you know, I had this plan. I felt like I was doing the right things. Things were clicking on every cylinder. And the challenges that met me were not the challenges that I expected. I can tell you that, especially coming home with a violent felony, one of the hardest things was getting someone to rent to you, finding a realtor or a person that will actually rent to you. The second thing is you need a job to pay that rent, is getting a job. And it's getting employment. And, you know, sometimes you feel like you got to accept low-level jobs or accept whatever you get. But, you know, and I know a lot of those jobs don't pay a lot, and that can push you. Financial pressure can be one of the pressures to put you back to the streets, right? Some people were taking care of their family with their street activities. Some people were dealing with a habit. I had to say I was doing a little bit of both. But all it takes is a little bit of BS to mess up a perfectly good situation. I just want to tell you, you know, it was a saying that I heard inside, and it stuck with me. It said that you do your time one or two ways. You do your time preparing to stay out or preparing to come back. You do your time one or two ways. You do your time preparing to stay out or preparing to come back. The people that's preparing to come back, they still in the mix. You know, they have issues that they're dealing with, not judging, but you just know sometimes our body, our desires are overrule us, and we're getting into things that we shouldn't, have little infractions, have things that could trip us up when we're on a path to getting a reward. Your future is a harvest. Plant your seeds wisely. I want you to know that whatever you're doing with your time, you can't do anything with time. When they sentence you to prison, they take the number one commodity from you in life. That's time. They took a 15-year sentence from me, potentially, of my life, where I had to be dedicated and committed to being fulfilling their purposes and not my own, and not the purposes of my family. And I thank God for organizations like Hope for Prisoners. We had the Angel Tree program. I don't know if y'all have that there, but you know, I had my kids signed up for that every year as a way that I could stay in touch with them. And then the tablets came along, and the tablets came when I was inside. The pandemic happened. The pandemic was a horrible time. If any of y'all been in there since then, or you know what I'm talking about, it was very difficult. They cut off visits abruptly. I was seeing my family about every week. My family was committed. I had A1 family support. And I want to clap and thank God for your family if they got family support. And even if you feel like they don't, I'm clapping and praying for them that y'all build those relationships, because that's the one group of people that God put us on this planet with that we can't cut off. We got to deal with them. We got to face them. And that's that. Dealing with relationships is what drive purposes for, right? Purposes are things that we do for other people, not just for ourselves. So I'm saying all that when the pandemic hit, it was so bad. I mean, the tension in that yard was thick, and it was about to pop off because they took our visits. We didn't have tab, we didn't have phones. People was getting sick. It was locked down. It wasn't canteen. And then that's when they introduced the tablets. And I can tell you, they defused the stress on that yard with the tablets. They gave us video visits. That was the main thing for people that wanted to see their family. It was educational content. And it took some process. It took some time for us to really trust them and to start adapting to them. But once we saw the value, I could sit on my bed and I can have a 15-minute conversation helping my daughter do her schoolwork instead of being standing up by a phone beside somebody doing something crazy or yelling crazy. I could really focus on educational and religious content that maybe if you're in a class setting, it's always people in there that don't care or might be a distraction, or just being able to zero in on something and then digest it helped me having it on tablet format. And it gave me a sense of normalcy, having something that belongs to you, that's yours, that you're responsible for. We couldn't purchase them, but they gave them to us. And I never thought that this would lead to any career or anything. I had no idea what I was going to face when I got out as far as job wise. I was just ready to do whatever I could to start taking care of my family. And ultimately, just the story for Viapath. Viapath, these people here are for real. I've been here 4 years. They are for real. Y'all talk to Deb. This is not a joke. They are giving resources out. We're just trying to make sure that we understand the inmate population intimately. That's my job, is to really help them understand what we go through, the challenges we face, and the content and things that we like. It's so much stuff that we want to do and that we have planned coming, and it's good stuff. I mean, it's great stuff. Things like getting, education opportunities, also job opportunities to see, and that's a company that's helping people from prison leave straight from prison with a great job. I had this job within 60 days of being released from my sentence in 2021, and coming home to my family in that position, it gave me something to lose. And some people don't understand this when I say that, but some people don't have anything to lose. If you've been back there and your family died, or I saw people who lost everybody. I saw people who was going home to a halfway house, and their relationship with their family was broken, and they was ashamed to tell people that. So they didn't even get the help that the facility was offering because they were just hiding their circumstances. And then they would come and talk to me the day of, and we would try to arrange things. I want you to know you're never alone. There's more resources out here for second chance opportunities than ever. I mean, there's companies that are pushing these agendas legitimately. There are people who want to invest in this community, and this is a time unlike any other. I started getting in trouble around the 90s and from juvenile facilities on up, and I'm telling you, the stuff that's being planned is really setting up guys for success. But you really have to check what you're doing. What you do back there matters. Well, I didn't know this, but how I was living back there translated to this job opportunity. I committed myself. I knew one thing. I had a problem with following rules. And I'm just telling you, I had a problem with authority, with following rules. I would learn the rules so I could break them, so I could learn how to break them without getting caught. I started learning the rules so I could follow them. And just tell you this, it's two rules that help me stay out of prison. Is rule 1, don't break the law. Don't break the law. If it's a law, don't break it. If they say don't do it, don't do it. If they say do it, do it. Rule 2, I can't hang with people that break the law. And those 2 rules have kept me far from trouble, like out of the mix. It can be done, but it was a transformation that occurred. I want to tell you, time isn't hard. Anybody can do time. I say that the time isn't hard to do. The transformation is the beast. It's not the time, it's the transformation. I saw some guys smoke their time away, dance, rap, exercise, cook, whatever, read and whatever, and they just holding themselves into that day. But you know, you need to be looking at it like, I am preparing for my future. I'm preparing for success. I'm building habits for success. Even the stupid rules you don't agree with, force yourself to follow them. And I understand something that removed trouble, 90% of trouble from my life. And since that has happened too, it's opened a whole new world of people who trust me, like my family, my friends, jobs. When I made that real change internally, God let the world know it's sincere. The favor of God moved in my life in ways that I cannot even express in this little bit of time. And I'm telling you, when I was back there, I was the guy that would sneak and put canteen on a person's bed that didn't have nothing and didn't tell nobody. You know, I was trying to help, and it's just because I felt like that was one thing that I could do to please God, is help the poor. You know, and I've kept that all the way up into what I do now, and that's part of being a champion of change. I still help the homeless. I still help the mentally ill in the area that I live in, and I'm also working with Treasury to find opportunities to give our kids, the people that's the parents that are inside their kids, I'm saying, resources like prison fellowship, the Edwins, that we gave out a bunch of bikes. Like, I'm telling you, it is amazing to see where these companies are willing to give and what they're willing to give to people who they see are really striving to change. It's resources out here, and I believe in y'all. I was you. I did most of my time at a reentry base facility. I was a chaplain's assistant and ended up running the program area with the inmates as a peer leader, and ended up creating my own class about perception. I'm gonna tell you the last thing I'm gonna try to leave you with is when I asked God, I was in lockup in a mental state from using some drugs inside that little K2. I had never done it, and somebody, you know, talked me into doing it, and I wigged out first time, and it was stupid. It was really stupid. And when I was coming out and I was in that lockup situation, and this was like the second week of starting my sentence that this happened. I was stressing. My family wasn't really, me and my wife was going through something. I know y'all understand that. We were going through something, and I dealt with the stress the wrong way. But ultimately, God allowed me to see that the problem was how I saw myself. It was the perception of myself. How you see yourself, that internal dialogue, that conversation you have, that's the voice that's making your real decisions. We dress up words. We let whatever come out of these lips to fulfill the purposes that we're trying to fulfill. But that voice inside, that's the real you. What that voice wants, that's the voice that's driving your decisions. You have to change that voice, and it has to be legitimate. Because you can fake it, but you won't make it. Now, I don't know about that fake it till you make it. I feel in this and change, and there are so many opportunities out here, but you got to be sincere, because every time somebody that's in a situation like us, second chance, mess up, they make it harder for other people who coming home. Every time somebody recidivates it, but we have to start changing it, and the conversation is changing. We're going to change to where it's more people that's overcoming, we hearing more good stories than bad. I remember I would see guys go home every 30 days, and it started to be a trend that within 2 or 3 weeks, one of the guys that went home out of that group of 30 died within 2 weeks, or was back in jail within 2 weeks. And we would be waiting for it, and people would start betting on who's the guy that's going to come back, or who's the guy that's going to die. I wasn't part of that, but I was praying for them guys. And I had a buddy named Joy, and we was real close, and Joy had a drug problem. He was on drugs real bad, and I was really worried about him. And he promised me that he was going to change and be there for his son. And I would hear him talking to his son on the phone every day. His son was so excited that he was coming home, man. I could just hear it. And I really had hope for Joy. Joy went out there and did some drugs and died, overdose within 2 months. And I think about him a lot. I think about his son a lot, and I pray for them. But that happened, and that showed me that the consequences for choices are real, even the small ones. Make good choices, guys. Start practicing, and guys and women, please start making good choices. And don't be afraid for challenges, because it's going to be challenging. You don't be afraid to try new things. I had to immerse myself in learning new things, technology. Even if you don't feel like you're tech savvy, there's so many resources now that you can do it. I'm telling you, if you're willing to sit down and put some time in it, you can learn things that you thought you could never learn, and God will help you. God will give you the favor. God will give you the grace. We'll be for real about this. And I want to thank y'all for your time. I'm definitely going to be praying for y'all. I want to tell y'all that Via Path is for real about what they're doing. It is very serious, and I'm on product. They use some of my ideas. I'm trying to get everything I can in there to y'all. Anything that they allow me, good movies, music, education. But it's the dynamics don't work the way you think they do. You know, back there, I probably would have thought in the past that Viapath was guilty, but it's a lot of dynamics, business dynamics that kind of restrict things, and a lot of voices from communities. There's some people who really don't want this technology inside, and they just don't know how good it is and how it can change lives. And we're going to prove it, and we're moving forward. The tide is turning, and I want y'all to be in the first wave when you come out. There's going to be second chance opportunities. It's going to be opportunities for you to present yourself and get in positions where you can change your life.
Man, let's please give Antonio and Jesse a round of applause. They are the champion of change. Was that some good stuff? Was that some good stuff? Hey, so this is what we're going to do. This is an opportunity for some Q&A. We're going to open it up to people in this room inside the institutions. What was that nugget that Jesse and Antonio dropped in here that resonated with you? Something that you would like them to expound on. We're going to open it up here in the room. We're going to open it up into the institution. If you have something you'd like to share, just slip that little yellow hand up, step up, tell us your name, and let us know what that comment is. If you're watching online on Facebook, just make sure you drop it into the chat, and Chad is back there monitoring the chat. So we'll open up here in the room, inside the institution. Question or comment that he might say. I'm gonna make my way over to you. You can sit there. You can sit there. And let me I'm gonna come over here. And what I want you to do is look right over there in that camera and tell us your name. What was that question or comment you might have for Jesse or Antonio?
Well, for Mama Jesse and Antonio, my name is David, and I'm formerly incarcerated. I just want to say the things that y'all shared with us was super dope. I truly appreciate it, man. And listen, keep doing what y'all doing, because we love y'all in this room. You know what I'm saying? Even in them institutions, I know they loving y'all and smiling too. So thank y'all for your time.
That's awesome, man. Give him a hand. We're gonna open it up. We're gonna open it away. We're right over here in the Hope for Prisoners Billy Walters Center for Second Chance. You want me to hold the baby? I gotta hold the baby. I want to hold the baby. Let me hold the baby. Come here. Come here. Oh, little whole baby. Look over in the camera right over there. Tell us your name and what is that question, comment you might have for Jesse and Antonio.
My name is Jermaine Francis, and I'm just thankful that you guys shared about even the littlest, smallest BS can make you stumble. Thank you.
Oh, that is so good, man. That's a great comment. You can take the baby back now. Got me paying child support, something like that. That is awesome. That is awesome. We're going to be right over here. I want you to turn around, and then we can go to NDOC next. If you stand up, look in the camera right there, because I'm about to make you famous. Tell us your name and what is that comment you might have for Jesse or Antonio.
My name is Quasheen. This comment is for Antonio. Man, I like what you said about don't fake it or you won't make it. Or did I say that right? Yeah. I like that, because that's definitely true. Because we done heard so many times faking until you make it, and faking it ain't working. It ain't working.
That is so good. Give him a hand for that. Antonio, I'll give you a chance to expound on that. If you want to expound on that, Antonio, you certainly can.
I'll say this: the stuff that you can fake and make it don't mean anything. In the workforce, in the real realm, you got to produce results. You got to show up, and you got to knock it out the park. And that requires spending time preparing and investing in yourself for whatever you striking out to do. So don't waste the time faking it. Use that time to prepare yourself.
Man, so good. Give my hand for that. Give my hand. We're going to go live into Nevada Department of Corrections. Please step up. Tell us your name and what is that question or comment that you might have for the champions of change. Okay, get that mute button. 4, 3, 2. There you go.
How you doing? For Antonio, my name is Lamont Boulder. I just wanted to, thank you for coming through and speaking on that. Listen, at this point from you, it's obvious there's no excuses. There's a lot of dudes in here grinding, training for different trades, and the thing is, none of us are in here for succeeding at what we're trying to accomplish out there. You know, if we're in the game or whatever, nobody there for winning. So it's a penalty box. So I mean, at the end of the day, you know, dudes like you and you know, even the guy right who got the jobs on the HVAC, those are all, you know, things that we can refer to motivate us to keep it pushing. And so we appreciate you for that, man. Good looking. Miss Jessie. Miss Jessie. Okay. I got exactly what I needed for you. Thank you. I appreciate you. God bless you.
And that's good. That's good. We're gonna go over. Jesse, did you want to respond to him?
I appreciate you, and I can feel you. I can really feel you. I'm proud of all of you. If no one has told that room full of men today that they're proud of them, I want you to know I am proud of you. You hold your head up. You don't have to be ashamed of anything. We all make mistakes. You hear me? Every man in that room matters. Yeah. And I'm here to tell you that you matter today and that you are loved. And I'm very proud of every single one of you.
Give her a hand for that. Give her a hand. We're going to go back inside Nevada Department of Corrections. Casa Grande, please step up. Tell us your name and what is that question and comment that you might have for one of these champions of change.
How's it going, John? Good night. My question is for Miss Jessie there. I'm a father of an 18 and a 17-year-old. And actually spent like 3 birthdays with them out of their whole lives. You know, I recently had a son. He's about to be 2 in August. And I was hearing in your testimony, you said you have literature, you wrote books and stuff like that. You had anything like that, like kind of like, you know, I mean, my daughters, they answer the phone. I talk to them and stuff like that. But I feel like, I don't know if it's on my end or their end. I mean, they call me dad. They say they love me. I feel like, you know what I mean? I'm always more than welcome to pick up the phone and talk to them, but I feel like I have like barriers in communicating with them, you know?
You don't have any barriers. You have nothing to be ashamed of, nothing to be sad about. If you have a conversation on the phone with them and nobody says a word, they know you're on the phone with them because you love them. That's priceless. You hear me?
Yeah.
Can you hear what I'm saying to you?
I do.
I want you to know that any moment you spend calling them, they know you called. If they refuse to take your calls, and I'm talking to all you fellas, they know you called. That's important to them. I'm talking to all you moms in the room too. They know you called. So you are not having to feel like there are barriers.
Yeah.
Don't accept the barrier. There are barriers to your incarceration, right?
Yeah.
But you push through each day, right?
Yeah.
You push even harder for the barriers between you and your babies.
Yeah, they'll answer to tell me that they're busy, that you know, call them back. You know, it's nothing like that. I just feel like, I don't know, maybe my communication skills, right? Or maybe I can learn, I don't know, a few things. That's why I was asking, maybe you had a book or something you wrote on how it was that you kind of like kept in touch with your daughter throughout the years. And you know what I'm saying? Like, because I got a son, and he's a baby. He's not understanding nothing right now. So I'm really at a point in my life where I feel like this is it, you know, given the opportunity, I'm going to make sure that I'm everything that he needs and more, you know, but with my daughters, I feel like I got a lot of things that I got to make up for, you know, and I want to make sure that I can do it in the time that I have to do it with, you know.
And you're right. And I am trying to create a program which won't take long, but I don't know if we can get it into you're in Vegas.
Yeah.
I'm coming to Vegas in a couple of months to do a conference there, but with criminal justice people and some returning citizens and stuff like that. But I will try my best to get something in there to you, if not, even if it's no more than my film and I come in and talk to everybody. But I can tell you that one of the things that you can do for every birthday that you've missed, when you go home, go buy a bunch of cupcakes that cover every single birthday. That's and good. Give the cupcakes to your child with a candle in each one of them and tell her for every birthday I miss, this is a birthday party for you. Little things like that matter to a child.
Yeah.
You don't have barriers, and you're speaking things into existence that should not exist. So don't say you have barriers. Say I have a challenge and I can meet it.
That's right.
Okay. Sure.
Does that make it?
For that.
Okay, you got this. You got this.
That is so awesome. We're gonna go back into Nevada Department of Corrections, Unit 12A. Step up. Tell us your name and what is that question and comment you might have for these agents of these champions of change.
What's going on, Jesse and Antonio? It's a pleasure to meet y'all. I appreciate y'all time.
Pleasure to meet you too.
I'm gonna be raw and uncut with y'all because y'all both been in my position before. So, you know, when you're incarcerated and you've made the commitment to transform yourself into what you see yourself as being, something positive, somebody that's willing to serve people around them. When people that knew you from the past start to see the transformation, sometimes they put up some resistance. You know what I mean? And I don't know if either one of you guys have ever experienced that resistance around you. I know for me, sometimes I get scared and I go into this zone where like I fall back and I just focus on myself. It's like, you know, it's like beating a dead horse sometimes. So is there any advice that both of you guys can give me from experience where you felt like that, where, you know, how did you overcome or how did you conquer the resistance that you felt from your peers when you were attempting to become a better person within yourself, but also preach positivity that you're finding within this transformation within yourself to them?
I can tell you that's one of the biggest struggles I faced. And you know, I really had to learn conflict resolution tactics, de-escalation tactics. And a lot of it just revolves around being humble and not having to have the last word, not being afraid to look weak, but not be weak. You know, a lot of these people, they just want that moment. They want to have that, yeah, see, and I would give them that and hope that the power, the situation would peacefully change. And then I go pray for them. If you for real about walking with Christ, if you for real about this, you have to forgive and pray for your enemies. And they may not change ever. They may not ever forgive you. But God, when you live right way, and I know this is a Bible verse that God will bring to me all the times, when a man's ways are pleasing to the Lord, even his enemies will be at peace with him. And, you know, focus on being right with God. And I'm telling you, he'll give you what you need in the moment. It always happened to where if I ran into those people, some of those people end up becoming allies, secretly rooting for me and realizing that, man, if he can change, man, I can change. You know, I'm 40. I started some of my progression. And really what that is, I believe, is the enemy trying to resist you because you was an agent for the devil. And he just trying to use the old tactics, but you only responsible for your responses. And I'll say this, I'm not telling you to let anybody hurt you. I wouldn't let nobody hurt me or my family. But I'm going to tell you, you got to be prepared to accept apparent losses when it comes to that street stuff. Because if they coming at you from the streets, they already from the position of losing. Anybody coming at you when you're on a path of change and you going up, if they shooting from you downward, they are already losing. Just stay on your path, try to hold your mouth and pray. You got to pray in the moment sometimes. I'll pray and ask God, give me the strength, laugh about it, and then talk to my family about it. And then sometimes you may need to relocate. You may need to change your people, places, and things. And if that's what you need to start over, then I would advise that. And you could do it. One thing we have that a lot of the world lacks in, is, especially in these generations, I believe, is resiliency. When you've been to jail, when you've been to prison, you had to wait. There were so many things that happened that you didn't like, that you didn't want, and you didn't notice, but you was getting stronger every time you endured that and didn't do something stupid. You're going to come out with 10 times more strength against crashing out than 90% of the people in that world that you're going to face has. And God will fight.
I'm just going to be brief in my response to you on this. To add to what Antonio said, you want people to accept you when you go home, right? Accept them where they're at and keep it pushing.
Wow. That is so good. Hey, we have come to the top of the hour. Want to thank you guys for joining us here tonight. Antonio and Jesse, what an incredible job you did. We want to make sure that we keep you on the short list. We see why you guys are champions of change. Can we give them another round of applause? We want to thank everyone for joining us here tonight. Again, you could have been any place else on the planet, but you chose to huddle up here with us tonight. We want to say goodnight to all of our family and friends joining on the Hope for Prisoners Facebook Live page. Good night. YouTube Live, thank you so much. LinkedIn, thank you so much. Nevada Department of Corrections, and right here at the Hope for Prisoners, Billy Walters Center for Second Chances. We thank you guys so much for coming out, and please stay tuned because I want everybody to say that Via Path is coming. Good night, everybody. God bless you. We'll see you next week.